Good morning. I decided to walk to the hot springs at sunrise. And as usual, I'm a day late and $1 short. The sun is already up. It just hasn't peeked over the mountains yet. But it's still absolutely beautiful in this hot spring. I don't know if you can see that steam rolling off the top of the water. There's still a little tiny sliver of moon up in the sky. The water is nice and toasty. No one else is here. Look at this landscape. I mean, it looks like I'm on another freaking planet. Not another living, solitary soul as far as the eye can see. And I walked here from my house. How about that? I live here. Ugh. What a beautiful way to start the day. I was gonna say I hardly ever get up early enough to do that, but I'll be honest, I think that's the first time I've ever gotten up early enough to do that. I wish I would do it more often. I wish I would do it every day because it's about a mile walk each way, so it's good exercise, fresh air, and nature therapy. And it's also a lot of weirdos. Well, there was nobody there when I got there. A couple people showed up while I was soaking and they were cool. And then this lady rolled up and started picking up trash. So I thought, oh, that's cool. So I tried to talk to her and thank her for picking up the garbage, but she wasn't very friendly. And then I noticed in the back of her car, she had a little sedan, and on the back, what do you call that? Not the dashboard, but the thing in the back, there was a cat sitting there wearing a jean jacket. Okay, it's 7 a.m. 7:30 a.m., 7:50 a.m., whatever. I'm not on any drugs. I haven't had any alcohol. There was a cat wearing a jean jacket in the back of this lady's car. That's the kind of place I live. Anyway, I asked her if I could take a picture of her cat so you guys would believe me, but she said no. Rebuffed already, and it's not even 8 a.m. Oh well, I gotta go back to the house. Anyways, I got a lot of stuff to do today. Doing a little nude sunbathing because now that winter is finally almost over, well, I don't want to be white as a ghost. That's right, it's almost springtime here in Death Valley, and you know what that means. It's finally flip-flop weather again. Yay! That's the sound my toes are making now that they don't have to be closed up in boots anymore. Actually, I think I can hear my toes making another sound. Oh, give me land, lots of land under sunny skies above. Don't fence me in. That's right, I have long toes and they're really not happy being closed up in boots. Then again, it looks like one of my flip-flops is about to bust. The top thong already busted, and well, I'm gonna have a blowout any minute. And if I do blow out a flip-flop, well, you know what that means. I'll just have to cruise on back home and put some booze in the blender, and well, Jimmy Buffett said it best. Anyway, I better put my robe back on, go on inside and wash this mud off my face, and then I'll give you guys an update on what's been going on at the Death Valley compound, because I know many of you have been waiting with bated breath. Okay. Much better. Do I look 10 years younger? Who cares about that? I know you're all really just here to see how I've fixed up the casita. That's right, I haven't made a Death Valley Life video in a while, and so I think in the last one I made, I had sort of just moved in here to the old casita, which, by the way, let me just remind you of what we're dealing with here. This is where I'm living now. This is what I left my house in Vegas for. It's a little 200 square foot, I guess it was like a kit house, basically like a tough shed. But as you'll see, well, I've made it relatively cozy. Keep the bugs out. Although to be honest, this door isn't doing a whole lot to keep anything out because there's so many gaps and cracks all around it. I mean, you can't see right now, but if the sun was shining directly behind it, it's a disaster. And it was really windy. A couple days ago, there was a haboob, in fact, a big dust storm. Unfortunately, I wasn't here to record footage of it, but apparently there was a big hubbub. Dust blew in everywhere. And I'll show you in a minute that, you know, as cozy as this casita is, it's definitely not weatherproof. Okay, anyway, most of this probably looks familiar to you from my last video. I just hung up more swag. Finally got my vanity all fixed up so I can sit there and primp. My office, I think my office looks pretty much the same as it did in my last video. I got a big old pile of mail right here that I'm working on answering. I got a lot of really nice gifts for Valentine's Day. And I'm very good about sending my thank you notes. So if you sent me something, don't worry, you'll get a thank you. It's frustrating because sometimes I do get gifts where there's no gift note in it. So I don't know who to thank or whom to thank. Like, I got these cool clogs and there was no note in it. So if you're the one who sent me those farmer clogs, thank you, because they are coming in super handy. And then I also got one of those plastic thingies, like a frame that you can put your hat in when you wash it in the machine so it doesn't get all messed up. And that came all the way from Australia, but I couldn't read the return address, so I couldn't say thank you. So if you're watching this video, thank you. Okay, anyway, that was the office. Well, slash closet. Remember, I have to kind of like squeeze all my clothes and everything in here because I went from having 3 bedrooms to myself in Vegas to, well, you know. Anyway, here's the bathroom. Now, in the bathroom, oh, first of all, I have this cool astral photography, and I do mean astral. Better not shoot too much of this one because I'll get demonetized. This was from when I was working as a model. I worked with this really cool photographer who did night sky, Milky Way photography. And there's a glare on it, sorry. But he would, you know, go out under a new moon at like 2 in the morning or whatever when the stars were just right and shoot these awesome sky photos. But he thought it would be a good idea to put a nude model at the bottom of the pictures. And then he was gonna do like a book or something called Heavenly Bodies. Get it? Anyway, I know that's a little on the cheesy side, but I think it's an awesome photo. Matter of fact, he's the same photographer who shot this picture here that's hanging over my bed. And again, apologies for the glare. You might be able to see it's me. Again, I'm sitting naked in a throne, wearing a crown and pink high heels in the desert. And that was just shot a few miles from here. Matter of fact, so was the Heavenly Bodies picture. Me and that photographer used to come out here all the time and do photo shoots. And I've had people ask me about this picture in particular, like that I should do a poster or a sticker, because it's a really cool picture. And I reached out to the photographer. He didn't answer me. I texted him and I emailed him. So I'm not really sure what to do, but, well, I guess I'll figure it out. Okay, anyway, like I was saying, here's the bathroom. There's really not anything super exciting going on in here. Well, I guess this is kind of cool. This is a nail plate. If you've ever done construction carpentry, you might recognize that. It's a big old nail plate that I use to hang my earrings on. And it's kind of interesting because it's a nail plate from the man at Burning Man. The first year I went to Burning Man. Me and my sister went to Burning Man for the first time in 2009. And after they burned the man, the next morning we went and like poked around the ashes and we scavenged nail plates, and I used that to hang my earrings on. How about that? And then, of course, I have my coffee maker in here because I don't want to go all the way over to the kitchen in the main house to make coffee every morning. And I know it's kind of weird to keep a coffee maker in your bathroom, but it's just sort of like if you're staying at a motel. I've been to plenty of motels that had the coffee maker on the bathroom vanity. And you can see there's only one little window here in the bathroom, and it's, well, it's closed up tight. You know, it's sealed, it's latched, but sand and dust still manages to get through. Remember I told you there was a hubbub the other day? Look how much sand is in the shower. Holy cow, that all blew in. And this is like the back corner of the casita. The door, which I also mentioned has gaps, is way over there. There's no other windows. All that sand blew through this seemingly sealed tight window. I'm here to tell you, this desert sand is insidious, meaning it'll get in through any teeny tiny little crevice. Kind of like scorpions now that I think about it. So anyway, yeah, there's a bunch of sand in the bottom of this shower. And well, you've probably also noticed there's a bunch of other stuff in the shower. And that's because the shower itself doesn't work, or there's no shower head on it. I mean, we could put one on there. And I probably should, because it would be nice to be able to take a dang shower. I mean, that's not to say that I don't take showers at all. I've been going, oh gosh, it's been such a long time since I made a Death Valley Life video. In my last one, I think I mentioned our shower up here blew up. And that only took about 2 months to fix. I mean, it's a long story. One of the guys that was staying with us, helping us, thought we had some kind of crazy water leak, so he tore open the whole wall and replaced all the metal pipe with the PVC pipe. And well, that was all for the best anyways. We probably should have done it, but come to find out there was no leak. It was just a bad valve. And so he made it into a much bigger project than it needed to be. And then my sister ended up having to repair the tile where, you know, that part of the wall we would have had to cut open to get the valve out and replace it. So my sister had never done any tile work before, and she was understandably kind of hesitant. But she did do it, and I'll go show you that in a minute. So we do have a shower up here in the main house. I can just go over there and wash my hair. But to be honest, I haven't even been doing that. I've been going over to the bathhouse here because it's a hot springs resort town. There's a county bathhouse with hot spring tubs and showers and toilets and everything. You can just go use that if you live here. If you're a property owner, you can use it for free. And it's right down the street. It's like a 7-minute walk. So I've just been going down there and washing my hair because I felt like the water was maybe a little bit better than the water here. I mean, the water here at our well is absolutely miserable. And I'm going to show you something that's really going to blow your mind and prove how miserable our water is. Oh, wait, before I do that, I wanted to show you one other thing. I was talking about how the dust gets in everywhere. Well, look at this. I don't know if you can see. There's like a whole friggin' miniature sand dune on the windowsill. Somehow, that dust blew through this window, despite the fact that I blasted it with multiple coats of Flex Seal, which, as seen on TV, according to this jagoff, is supposed to seal gaps and cracks. Well, I'd like to have a word with that guy because I haven't found it to be very effective. So yeah, I'm going to try a few more coats and see if that helps. But honestly, I mean, look at this door. I put weather stripping all the way around it very diligently, but golly. I mean, there's a corner of it missing up at the top. So that's part of the reason why it doesn't close altogether. But I'm telling you, if there's light shining from that side, you would see. Like, I don't understand where else I can put weather stripping. Oh, this is a really boring subject. Sorry. I guess I basically just need to get a new front door. Anyway, I was going to show you something that will prove how miserable the water is here. Okay, so we have another interesting issue. And that is sometimes, about once a month, the house, the main house over here, starts smelling really raunchy. Like there's something rotting. And we thought like, oh, do we need to take out the trash? Oh, is there like a dead snake behind the cabinet? What could it be? No, come to find out, it's the water heater. Something to do with the water in the water heater gets, I don't understand chemistry. My sister did all the work and the research into it, but something to do with, there's a rod, an anode rod that goes in the water heater that's meant to keep the water heater itself from being corroded. The anode rod takes all the corrosion, and somehow the anode rod we had, and you'll see in a minute, wasn't doing the job, and so it made the water smell real funky. So my sister figured out the only way to really deal with it is to drain the entire water heater once a month and then flush it with peroxide. And that takes like almost a whole day to do. It's just a cumbersome process, but that's pretty much, well, I was going to say that was the only thing she figured out, but then she also read somewhere that there's some kind of other anode rod you can put in a water heater that's made out of a different material that might not have that stink. And so she took out the old anode rod and put in this new one, and look at the old anode rod. Okay, again, I guess this probably isn't very interesting, but I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting because look how much corrosion. This is what it looked like to start, just as a base comparison. I think this is a piece she cut off the new one. This thing got simultaneously eaten away and covered in some kind of gross mineral buildup. So this, I mean, if this is what the well water here does to metal, can you imagine what it would do to your insides? I mean, no wonder we don't drink the water here. We go down to that water kiosk and we pay 25 cents a gallon for it. And I'm happy to after looking at that thing. Okay, another interesting development at the compound is my sister installed a weather station. That's right, look at this. A real life, honest to goodness weather station. It measures the wind speed, the temperature, the wind direction. I'm not sure if it has a barometer on it. There's a digital readout inside the house. Let's go look at it. Right in here in the office, which is now my sister's office since I moved out to the casita. Yeah, look at this. Well, you can see the wind is only 1.3 miles per hour right now, which is awesome, because aside from the miserable water, the wind is probably the biggest challenge out here. I mean, it gets so friggin' windy. She said the other day when they had that haboob, again, I wasn't here, but she recorded a gust of like 42 miles an hour or something like that. So yeah, it gets real windy, but then you can also see, you know, it's balmy 62 degrees outside. Or wait, that's indoors. Outdoors, it's 53? That can't be right. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how to read this thing. It says the UV index is only 1, though, so I guess that's good. But yeah, speaking of the wind, man, I'll show you something that'll prove to you just how windy it really gets out here. I mean, I had this, I don't know if you remember from my last video, I had this mannequin standing on the front porch of the casita, and well, there's the top of the mannequin. And there's the bottom of the mannequin. And here's one of the mannequin's fingers. That's right. It was so windy the other day. Well, I guess this was a few weeks ago now. We had a real big windstorm. And the friggin' mannequin blew clean over, got separated top from bottom. Matter of fact, this poor guy is supposed to be wearing a white bathrobe. You can see how much sand blew out here. That's the color the bathrobe is supposed to be. And that's all dust and sand. Oh my God, it's disgusting. I mean, look, it's all built up on his collarbone. Wow. Well, I guess that's desert living. No one ever said it was going to be easy moving out here. And, you know, to that end, aside from the miserable water, which my hair never feels like it's clean, and the blasting winds, I actually do really like living out here. You know, it's been, what, a year and a half now? And I mean, oh my God, today's a nice quiet day. Remember, the wind was only 1 mile an hour. It's totally peaceful, totally still, totally beautiful. You know, this is the kind of day when I absolutely love living out here, because when I lived in Vegas, I sure didn't have this as my view. I mean, look at that. Open desert. Well, okay, there's some old trailers and stuff, and oh gosh, there's my sister's boyfriend's school bus. That's right, my sister's boyfriend lives in a school bus. And, well, unfortunately, he's kind of private about it because it is a beautiful bus inside. He spent a year building out the inside, and he did an amazing job. You know, and some people did ask me, isn't it awkward having my sister's boyfriend living here now, you know? It's like Three's Company, I guess. Well, sort of is like Three's Company. Am I Chrissy or Janet? Anyway, it's not like super duper awkward because, well, I guess I'm just kind of used to being a third wheel with my sister, honestly. Like, for most of our lives, I mean, she's been married twice and she's had a bunch of boyfriends, and I never seem to have a boyfriend, so I'm just sort of, I guess, used to following her around like a third wheel. Feels so good to sit here in the sun. Oh, from this vantage point, you can see that, yeah, despite those blasting winds, the shade structures that Randy and Kelton built for us are holding up perfectly. Haven't had any problems at all with that. Anyway, back to talking about feeling like a third wheel. I guess it's sort of been on my mind lately. Every now and then I wonder, like, is there something wrong with me? Like, why haven't I ever been married? And of course, it was on my mind lately because we just had Valentine's Day a few days ago, and, well, all you single people out there know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's all thrown in your face. And they went to dinner at a little restaurant down the road there and very kindly invited me to go with them. But guys, no, I'm not tagging along to your Valentine's Day dinner. I mean, most of the time it doesn't really bother me being single. I'm a lone wolf. I'm independent. I like my alone time. I'm always saying how I want to be alone, but I don't know. The older I get, sometimes it's like, this actually occurred to me this morning. It's kind of like, remember back in school when they did gym class and you had to pick people for your teams, like say you were playing softball or volleyball or whatever, and so everybody would stand in a group and there's 2 team captains. I pick so-and-so, I pick so-and-so, I pick so-and-so, like the NFL draft kind of. And then there's invariably 1 or 2 losers left at the end of it all that nobody really wanted on their team. Well, I hate to say this, but I was actually that person in school. I'm so bad at sports. I was always the last one picked for volleyball, softball, any ball. Like, nobody wanted me on their team. And sometimes, well, the older I get and like all my friends start pairing up, matching off, getting married, and then I'm still standing here, the last one standing. Nobody wants me on their team. Okay, I'll stop this depressing talk right now. Because, like I said, I generally do enjoy being alone. You know how I'm always going on and on about, I want to be alone, I just want to get away and be alone. Well, why would somebody who always wants to be alone be complaining about being lonely? I posted something on Facebook about a month ago talking about, somebody actually emailed me asking if I ever get lonely when I'm out adventuring, because I adventure solo most of the time. And the answer is yes, I do get lonely. Actually, I get lonely a lot. So about a month ago, I decided I've been spending too much time alone. Like, yeah, I think it's healthy to have some time to yourself, and it's good to be independent, but spending too much time alone, you get in your own head and your own thoughts. And so I just kind of thought maybe it would improve my mental well-being if I started spending more time with other people. So I have been making a concerted effort to go adventuring with other people, and I've been lucky that I have plenty of friends who are willing to go do that kind of stuff with me. But then again, sometimes other people are just so frigging annoying that it reminds me of why I wanted to be alone in the first place. And I think, well, golly, maybe I shouldn't worry so much about being alone too much. I mean, some of the best conversations I have are with myself. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only intelligent company in the area, if you know what I mean. And no, I don't mean that as a direct dig at any of the people I've gone on adventures with lately. So please don't start any rumors. That's right. Stop the rumors. I'm not generally one of those YouTubers who likes to get into the gossip, but I will just say this. I have been sitting on a story for about 2-3 years now that is, if you want to talk about drama, oh my god, it's so much drama. But unfortunately, I'm not the kind of person to talk about that, so I won't be talking about it today. I'm just going to leave that little teaser, and well, I guess I'm going to end this video now. Oh, that's right, I was going to show you the shower. Before I wrap this up, let me show you the shower. My sister did the tile, and it came out really nice. Go back in the house one more time. Look at this. I think you're going to be impressed. Ta-da! This panel here, all the way from up there, that line, down to this line here, where you can actually see where it's raised. She had to redo all of that, and she did an amazing job. And this is somebody who had never done any tile work before whatsoever. She went and bought a little tile cutter, and she didn't just like half-ass fix it, she made it look real nice. So all this makes me think, oh gosh, maybe I should try taking a shower in here again. She went through all that trouble. I need to wash my hair tonight, actually. And I was just going to go down to the bathhouse and do it because I feel like the water is better down there. But I don't know. It might just be 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Maybe I ought to try my sister's shower magic and see if that won't finally be... Yes, I know, it's a joke, guys. If that won't finally be the thing that gets my hair fresh and clean and soft as a baby's butt. Okay, anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up before I accidentally show something inappropriate. There's all kind, I have a sense of humor about everything. I got a bunch of weird stuff around the house, and people see this, people see that, they get their panties in a twist, and next thing you know, well, there'll be all kinds of gossip, and it'll be the wrong kind about me. And we certainly can't have that.